everybody, how are you? This is Coach Nino Magadino here with the Blue Zones Project of Southwest Florida and owner of Max Flex Fitness. I'm here today to bring you another edition of the Move Naturally series. As you can see, we have this beautiful outdoor background here at St. John's the Evangelist Catholic Church here in Naples, Florida. And St. John's is actually one of the faith-based organizations as far as Blue Zones is concerned. So it's great to be part of this organization, great to be part of Blue Zones, giving back to the community, and also incorporating the faith-based principle into the Power 9. All right, so we're ready to get started today, okay? Today we're going to work on something. As a fitness professional, I like to include this in my workouts. It is moving naturally, but I teach people how to stretch. So today we're going to work on some dynamic stretching, okay? And I'll explain a little bit more as we go what that's all about and what the difference between dynamic stretching and static stretching. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's be ready to move, okay? We're going to start off with some simple knee up. I'm pulling my knee towards my chest, and I'm really stretching out my glute. All right, and we're moving, all right? We're getting moving. We're feeling good, getting that blood flow going. And the oxygen. I'm stretching out my glute. You know, I just woke up, so I need to get the body moving. Feeling good. How about a couple more? All right. All right. Great. All right. Now we're going to stretch out our lower back. This is just kind of like mobility, I would call this. We're going to get into the dynamic stretching in a little bit. So you see where I turn, my hips are back, and I'm feeling that good stretch to my lower back. I'll also feel my hamstrings start to open up a little bit. You know, if I'm sitting down all day, or if I'm just getting up, this is a great stretch to get my hamstrings engaged and my lower back kind of warmed up, working on that twisting. 2 and 1, perfect. All right, so everybody knows this stretch. Again, this is just mobility, meaning I'm just moving through a range of motion. I want you to just go ahead and lean to one side. So I feel a stretch in my groin, okay? Up, and let's take it to the other side. You're going to notice one side's a little tighter than the other. So that's why it's important just to keep the body moving. All right, so you're probably asking, okay, what is this? Why we're doing this? All right, why are we not just holding our stretches? And the difference is mobility and range of motion are different than just holding the stretch, right? That would be called a static stretch. How about a couple more? 2. So what is better? And it all depends on what your action is. All right, perfect. All right, now here, arms come up. We're going to stretch out our pectoral and our shoulders. I like to do dynamic stretching before my workout. I know a lot of people will just hold like a hamstring stretch or a quadricep stretch. That would be called static stretching, but that can be done as kind of a cool down. All right, now I'm getting my body ready for a walk. I'm getting it ready for a run, a swim, for yoga, anything like that. And that's what dynamic stretching is. I'm moving through my range of motion. How about a couple more? And I'm getting my heart rate up as well. I'm not holding, right? I'm not holding that. All right, you guys ready to work, all right? Now there's modifications to this. We're gonna do about maybe 10 of these dynamic stretches. The difference is we're not holding these for a period, we're actually moving, okay? So we're gonna do them for repetition, all right? So let's go ahead and get started in a plank position. Now, modification, you can take it to your knees, okay, if you want, and we're gonna do a dynamic hip opener. So you can see how I'm actually in a plank position here, all right? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my leg forward and stretch out my hip, back in a plank. So you can see where I'm moving through that full range of motion. Now, I tend to have tighter hips, so this is a great stretch for me especially because of running. You get my hips opened up so I don't get injured before I go out there and run or jog or use the bike. Okay, perfect. All right, great. So I'm gonna hold this position. We're gonna do something called a caterpillar or an inchworm. So you can see where I move my body all the way up. I feel that great stretch through my hamstring, all right? And I'm gonna work it down. Okay, I'm working some mobility as well, coordination, range of motion, working it through my calves and all the way up. We'll do that about 3 more times. The beauty is you don't really have to do a whole lot of them. All right, but we're just getting the body warmed up. All right, all the way up. You know, if you're an athlete, you probably would be used to doing these types of movements. And how about one more? And you feel, if you're doing these with me, you feel that each repetition, your body feels like it's becoming more stretchable, more flexible. Oh, perfect. Ooh, warming it up. Okay, now we're gonna take it into a dynamic squat. All right, so this is gonna be great for hips, glutes. And what I want you to do is I want you to sit back. Here, I'm grabbing a hold of my toes. I'm gonna pump my hips back and then down, okay? So each time I'm increasing my range of motion. Make sure you're breathing. Breathe in as you do the exercise. Breathe out to recover. Again, this is almost like we're doing exercise, but it's dynamic movement. Each time I teach a boot camp, I always start my clients out this way because we're going to be doing some heavy work, right? We don't want to get injured. How about one more? Man, you should really start to feel those hamstrings opened up, right? Okay, now we're going to do a crescent lunge. This is actually a yoga movement. Starting to get a little sweaty, all right? But we're going to make it dynamic. We're going to move with it. Okay, so 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and then we're just going to go ahead and take our arms up and then switch. I work with a lot of people who have low back issues. So they tend to have, well, really, they tend to feel that their low back is tight, but their hip flexor, which is the front, is where the tightness begins. So that's why it's so important that we're taking a look at both sides of the body, whether it's the front or the back, or side to side, or top or bottom. Everything works together. We're all in balance. And how about a couple more? You guys feel like you're starting to warm up a little bit? I am. I'm feeling it. All right, so now we're gonna get back in that kneeling position. Okay, and this is for your thoracic spine. Your thoracic spine is between your cervical spine and your lower back. It's the middle of the back. And this is one of the best ways to get that stretched out. You also feel a stretch in your pectorals. So what I want you to do is take one hand down and then look up over the sky. Now we can switch, okay? And then rotate that way. So great stretch for middle of the back, low back, opening up. You know, and I'll be honest with you, sometimes these movements are all you need, right? Or a start to your fitness and wellness journey. Okay, other side. Again, you'll notice one side is a little looser than the other. Whereas my right side is tighter, it's my dominant side. Obviously, I have to work on these a little bit more. But feeling that good stretch. Couple more. Oh man, am I feeling it? Nice. All right, great. Now we're gonna get into some upper body. This is actually kind of a fun one. I want you to picture you having your a towel in your hand. All right, so I have one hand down and then one hand up, and I'm really working my shoulder blades, wringing out that towel. All right, so each time I feel my upper back squeezing. All right, great stretch for your shoulders and upper back. Okay, great. Shrug it out, please. Shrug it out. All right, now, hamstring. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. So this would be a static stretch if you're just gonna hold it, but we're gonna move. So each time I move, I feel deeper in this stretch. I feel deeper in this stretch. So before I go out for my bike ride, my walk, my run, I have that blood flow, I have that oxygen that's to the muscle, And more than likely, hopefully not, will not get injured. We're getting the body ready for moving naturally. Through moving naturally. There we go, couple more. We're almost there, guys, we're almost there. We're gonna be ready for our run in a second. All right, now, just a few hurdles for me. Getting those hips open up. Okay, we're almost there. Okay. Working on balance as well. You know, so we are working some balance, some agility, some coordination. All right, these are all athletic proponents. Okay, so everyone's an athlete, you know. To my mom, to some of my athlete clients. Couple more. Everyone's an athlete. All right, now, 1 foot forward, I apologize, 1 foot over, so my right foot's over my left. This muscle's called your IT band, okay? Very important for runners, all right? I'm gonna lean down, and then up, cross over. Lean down, and up, feeling everything. So this is a tough muscle to stretch, because it's so thin, but very important for running. And again, I'm doing it dynamic. I'm not holding that stretch. So each time I move, I feel that deeper stretching through my hip. Again, we talked, my hips are tight from running, from biking, from working out. So it's so important to keep those loose. All right, almost there. Okay, balance. Okay, we're just gonna do static here. Instead of walking, this is a quadricep stretch. I'm pulling that foot right towards the glute. If you need to use a chair, right? If you need to use a chair, that's fine. Okay, feeling that good stretch. Everything through my quadriceps, my hip. This is almost like a workout. I'm feeling it. All right. And then one more, last one, upper body. Here we go. I want you to take it up with my thumbs. I'm gonna come underneath and I'm gonna wrap it open. Back up, underneath, back it open. Open up the pecs, all right? Especially if we do a lot of push-ups or yoga, you know, hovering in yoga. These pecs, pectoral chest muscles, shoulder muscles, need to be loose. They need to have blood flow going before we do that dynamic movement. Couple more. Oh, feeling it. Tight. All right, shrug it out. All right, Blue Zones, you warmed up. The second video, we're actually gonna do a HIIT workout, and I'll explain what that is. So I'm warmed up, I'm ready to go, I'm fired up, I'm ready to bring you some more exercises, and I'll see you in a bit.